If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or a salesperson, I want to prepare you for a moment in your life or moments that are going to happen, and they're super important for you to make a decision on how you're going to deal with them right now. What is that? It's how to deal with haters. I'm Scott Sylvan. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you for HVAC technicians, sales secrets. So what are you going to do when people hate you? This conversation is something that you really need to think about, because as you propel in your career, as you get better at what you do, as you close deals, as you get clubs, as you do add-on sales, as you create all these amazing feats in your life, the first answer that everybody says is, this person was here and now they're here. They don't see the work, they don't see the effort, they don't see the dedication. In their mind, they're like, this guy or girl's a fraud, they're unethical, they're a cheater, and they shouldn't be able to do that. I have lived through this conversation more times than you can imagine with technicians on both sides. Good technician, after taking training, taking their lumps, implementing, comes in, Scott, man, the guy's got a problem with me. Well, what's the problem? I'm setting leads. I'm selling clubs. We have to have a conversation. Recognize that when you're doing something that somebody else isn't, it makes them uncomfortable. And as you start climbing the ladder of success, they start looking around going, that guy, that girl now is making me look bad because my numbers aren't raising, my numbers aren't elevating, and they start projecting their self-beliefs on you, right? So what are you gonna do when people hate you? This is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com, because I'll give you the goods I'm not putting on YouTube and I'm not putting on Facebook group. So you need to know that this is a common conversation. Every company that I've worked within, every company that I've worked for, same problem. You get a tech, you get a salesperson, they initiate, they take their job and their role seriously. It's my role and responsibility to make this work. They go out there, they put in the work, they put in the effort, and then next thing you know, everybody calls them a liar, a cheat, and a fraud because they did what they were supposed to. Second, there's people out there that all they know how to do is talk trash. So they're hanging out with the buddies drinking some beers, or hanging out with the buddies playing video games, or hanging out with the buddies working on a car that they work with, and they're like, hey, I'll use me for example, that Scott Sylvan guy, have you seen his numbers? Oh yeah, I've seen his numbers. I mean, what do you think? Well, I don't know what to think. Well, I think he's fake. I think he's a fraud. Well, that group of friends, all of a sudden, they get induced to this idea or this concept that there's some shenanigans going on. So if you're a business owner or you're a manager and you've got a guy or girl who's crushing it, when you explain like, hey, I got Scott here. Scott killed it on clubs last month. He did 70% clubs on every call that he went to, 7 out of 10 he sold. Now I want to point out the dedication that Scott had, because he came in and role played. He came in and practiced. He asked for ride-alongs. He asked for these things to happen. So if you're in the mode, like if you're looking at somebody at your company and like, that guy or that girl's a cheater or a fraud, maybe you should ask them what they're doing. Hey, would you mind if I do a ride-along with you? Could we role play or practice in the morning? Can you show me what you're doing? And there's gonna be times where people tell you no, and that's okay, but I'm gonna tell you 80% of the time, people are like, yeah, come on, let's roll. I trained my little brother. My little brother's one of the top heating and air conditioning salespeople in the United States. And he would come in and practice with me in the morning from 6 to 7, and he was my little brother, so I was very difficult with him, right? We would go into objections, we would go into weird circumstances, and he's done very well for himself. There's times where I'm like, hey, can I come do a ride-along with you? He's like, heck yeah, you can show me what I'm doing right, you can show me what I'm doing wrong, let's go. I've got friends that do HVAC sales, and if I call them and said, hey, can I come roll with you for a day? They're like, heck yes, game on. I want to see what I'm doing right, I want to see what I'm doing wrong. Instead of making a ride-along one of those things that's a negative thing, like I'm gonna do a ride-along with you, if you have a team, it helps to ride with the people who are doing good, it helps to ride with the people who are doing bad, because it does stop some of this. And if you are the tech who's talking trash, my challenge for you is, why can't we reframe this? How do we make it so that you're seeing that guy or that girl who's crushing and killing it has actually put in the work or effort, and see if you can go do some workouts with them. There you go. If you get good at what you do, when you get good at what you do, you are going to have a whole slew of haters. Some of them are going to be unrealistic. Some of them you're never going to make happy, right? So this is why you focus on your goals, your skills, your capabilities, and the things that you do. There you go. You got this. We'll see you soon.